Hi folks, welcome to the shop. Today we'll be talking about the Milwaukee M18 jigsaw. I bought this tool some time ago in a buy one get one tool deal at Home Depot. I had opened one of the tools that I got, but I just got around to opening this one. So just want to talk about this jigsaw real quick. So the Milwaukee M18, this was a tool only deal. It did not come with the battery. It did come, of course, with the saw. The saw blade is a bimetal saw that's actually, apparently it's Swiss made. It came with a cover that goes on the front here to, I guess, protect or sort of a guard for the blade of the jigsaw. There's an anti-chip piece that goes here on the bottom that just mounts just around the blade if you want to put that on. Anti-splinter, I think is what they call that. And it also comes with a hose for your shop vac, or an attachment for your shop vac hose. So you can pop that guy in the back, hook up a shop vac hose, use something like an adapter like I have on this one here that came with my shop vac, and you can see that you can reduce it down to the, or reduce it up to the hose size of your shop vac. Some of the features of this saw, let's go over that real quick. So it's got 3 different orbital settings on the saw. And I can just show you what that looks like real quick. The blade attaches by moving this clip all the way over, so it's sort of spring-loaded. You slide it over all the way, then take your blade and just slip it into the mount here, making sure, of course, the teeth are out. Just it's got a little bit of spring action to it. We sort of just spring it in, release the trigger, and the blade's in. So as I was saying earlier, there's 3 different orbital settings for the saw, and if you look here, there's a wheel right underneath the blade that pushes forward, or actually goes backwards when I move this over to 3. But you can see that the 1 setting is pretty much a straight up and down setting. If you go to 3, of course, you can see more of the orbital setting, but that's setting the orbital setting for the blade. The blade speed is actually controlled by the variable speed trigger. Got a nice trigger, operates really smoothly, lots of speed settings. There's a lockout, of course, for the switch, so you can't inadvertently turn it on. On this side, we have, this is a control for the blower, so the saw actually has a blower built into it to blow away wood chips as you're cutting. This is in the off position right now, which is X. You can turn it on in this position. You want to leave it off if you're hooking up that vacuum attachment I was talking about a minute ago. The shoe adjustment, you just flip this lever here and you sort of move the shoe a little bit forward, and you can turn it left or right to whatever degree you want. There's these little settings in the back, or notches in the back, that you can pull back on, retighten it, and you've got your shoe position that you're looking for. Want to switch it back, just flip the lever back and adjust the shoe. Like I said, you got to push forward a little bit. Get it back, and then kind of slide it back just a little bit. Lock the shoe back in. It also came with and this was already attached. So there's a shoe, and of course this was this anti-mar shoe cover. So I thought it was a very nice piece to have in there. It's a very good idea, I think, to have that on there. Another thing that's nice about this jigsaw, and this might be common among jigsaws, is the blade release. So when you get done, typically when you're cutting something, oftentimes, especially metal, the blade's going to be hot. So when you take the blade off, it's a little bit spring-loaded. You can eject the blade without having to touch it. So very nice tool. I think the only decision that folks will have to make is whether they want to get the 12-volt version of the saw, the M12, or the M18. I think the M12 is certainly more compact, maybe a little bit easier to handle, but the M12 is not brushless, and it certainly doesn't have the power of this saw. This is definitely a very robust, very powerful saw. I've really enjoyed using it. Did a little bit of cutting today with it. That's why I had to get it out. Had a little quick job I needed to do. But great little saw, very powerful, very much like your typical jigsaw or corded jigsaw. But that's a quick rundown on what comes in the box, and thanks for joining us today. We'll see you soon.